Hello, my name is Father Joseph Hirsch, Vocation Director for the Diocese of La Crosse. I remember back when I was a kid, there was a nurse on a television commercial. She was caring for wounded in the war. It was a dirty, rotten, difficult job that she had. Somebody came up to her and said, "I wouldn't do that for $1 million." She looked and said, "I wouldn't either." I've heard the same thing with Mother Teresa. People went to Calcutta. They saw that she was doing with the poor, and people have told her the same thing. "I wouldn't do that for $1 million." Mother Teresa says, "Nor would I." See, there are some things we do in life, not because of prestige or power or popularity or anything like that. We don't do it for the money. We do it out of sense of mission. That's why it is so important that we come to a point in our life in which we ask the question, "Lord, what is my mission? What do you want me to do?" See, if you want to be comfortable, then you will never leave this zone, when God actually wants you to do something so much bigger. When I was in high school, my father, as a senior, one night he was on his way out to a meeting and he said, "Joe, why don't you be a priest?" I said, "I don't want to." He said, "Why not?" I said, "I don't want to work that hard. All they do is work, work, work." Then he looked at me and he said something he never even realized. He doesn't remember it. He said, "Joe, don't ask God for an easy life. Ask God for the grace to do something difficult with your life for Him and for others." Well, I crossed my arms in the kitchen there, crossed my legs, and I looked at him and gave him a look that said, "Whatever." He turned around and left, but he pierced my armor. I wasn't able to even reflect on it or be able to show it at the time. But you know, a couple of years later, I was in college, and I remember saying, "God, why don't you do something in this world? There's just so much pain and so much suffering. Why don't you do something?" And then I felt the Lord say to me, He brought back those words of my father, "Don't ask God for an easy life. Ask God for the grace to do something difficult with your life for Him and for others." What would happen in our culture today if we could raise a generation of young people like that? Jesus took 12 apostles. He said, "I'm not going to give you power. I won't give you prestige. You won't have material goods. In fact, you'll have a lot of persecution. You'll have a lot of suffering. You will even die. It'll cost you your life. And yet, with all of this, you will discover yourselves and you will discover your mission. And it will bring you into that participation of my life, my death, my resurrection." Countless people in the last 2,000 years have gone into plague-ridden hospitals and places and cared for people. I wonder how God is calling us today. If you can listen to that phrase and memorize it, and bring it to prayer, bring it to Mass, and allow the Lord to work in you. Don't ask God for an easy life. Ask God for the grace to do something difficult with your life for Him and for others. Thanks for listening.